it's Melanie, and welcome back to Living Luxuriously for Less, where we celebrate, decorate, and enjoy everyday life for less. If you have been following me for some time, you know that over the past few years, I have been sharing my wedding and event trends for the new year. So I've been kind of predicting what trends will take off in that year. So last year, you guys may want to go back and watch that video, but a lot of the things that I predicted would trend for weddings and events this year actually did. So here I am doing the wedding and event trends for 2026. So without any further delay, let's hop right in. As planners and designers, our job isn't just to follow the trends, but it is our job, and what sets us apart is our ability to recognize the trends and implement the trends before they actually take place. When I look ahead to weddings and events in 2026, here are the top 26 things that I think will be trending in this year. Number one, and these are in no particular order, is fruit. I am seeing the return of fruit, that fresh fruit that is being intertwined into your floral centerpieces, especially those that are low and lush. So think grapes, think grapefruit, think pomegranates, or seeded fruits, and also think about your sugared fruits and things of that nature. So I think we're gonna see a lot of fruit intertwined into centerpieces this year. Number two are floral frogs. I've shared these before on Amazon Live, and I will also link the Amazon Live where I talk about all of these items that are going to be trending in this year. But floral frogs are used to create very organic type centerpieces, and you don't have to use as many flowers with it, but they give a very earthy and organic vibe. And so I see floral frogs being incorporated into a lot of centerpieces this year. Number three is exaggerated draping and exaggerated fabrics. Now, this is something that I predicted in 2025. I'm going to link that video here so you can go back and check it out. But it's not going anywhere this year. As a matter of fact, it's being elevated to the next level. They've added it now to tables, to ceremony spaces, to draping around the room, to photo opportunities. They're even incorporating it into photo shoots for maternity photo shoots and things of that nature. So exaggerated draping is going to be everywhere and all the rave this year. Number four is custom built backdrops and centerpieces. And so what I mean by that, people are looking for unique, pieces that really define their day and tell their stories. So you're going to see a lot of things being customized more than ever before. And you're going to see these appear in your wedding ceremonies, your welcome stations, your seating charts. All of these things are going to really make a large splash in the wedding and event planning industry this year. Number five is oversized seating charts. I just featured one of these at the most recent wedding that I shared here on YouTube. And you guys, these are going to make a huge statement this year. They're going to start adding florals to them. They're going to start making them an entire photographable moment. So definitely, when you're consulting with your brides and your grooms this year, think about these seating charts. They are definitely going to be on trend this year. Number six is projections. Not just projections in a way like, a logo on the wall or something of that nature. No, we're talking about space mapping with projections. Like when you're coming into the ceremony, you may have a projector screen or something being projected on the wall telling the story of the couple. You may also see projections throughout the entire event space where, the walls are in some type of texture. I've used this in the past. So you're going to see a huge comeback with projections this year. You may also see projections used a lot more during the reception or the party part of the reception. You may see projections being used also on the dance floor. So projections, if you don't already have a projector screen, you definitely need to get one. They are going to be making a huge comeback this year for weddings and events. Number seven is single flower bouquets with streamers. They are loving the drama of the ribbon with like the frayed edges. Those are going to be huge this year. And I'm telling you guys, just like they may have like 2 or 3 stems of the same exact flower. Not necessarily this huge bouquet, but they're looking to make more of a statement with the streamers on the flowers this year. Number 8 is grazing tables. And these are going to be, listen, people are on a budget, and grazing tables are an easy way to feed a large amount of people on a reduced budget. And so you're going to see more grazing tables for receptions. You're going to see more cocktail styles receptions. And so, you know, get familiar with the grazing tables and how to set those up. I have shared some outstanding resources on Amazon Live, so be sure to check out that link. I'm going to put it in the description box, and I'm also going to pin it in the first comment, so be sure to check it out because the grazing stations will be all the rave this year. We started seeing them make a kind of an entrance in 2024. They got more popular. They gained a little momentum in 2025. And they're going to take over this year in 2026. Number 9 is private ceremonies or eloping. I don't know if you guys remember this, but my bride went viral because she actually eloped before her actual wedding day.
I'd like to mention that a year ago today, me and Riley eloped.
What? What? Y'all been married?
We are not only celebrating our 9-year anniversary, but our 1-year wedding anniversary.
Because she wanted her ceremony to be private. She didn't want anybody there but him and her. Some people are choosing to have, you know, just a bride and the groom and maybe a few close friends, but they really, really want to put the emphasis on having a very personal and private ceremony. So eloping or private, restricted, intimate wedding ceremonies are definitely going to be making a huge comeback this year. Number 10 is the barricade draping or the drama draping, as I call it. Now, this is what I shared with you guys last year, and it went viral. And so this year, it's not going anywhere. Now, this is not like the over draping that I'm talking about with the tables. This is the barricade, the swoops out of the ceilings and, you know, all of those things in the entryway. That is going to be even more prevalent this year. And so if you're not familiar with barricade draping or drama draping, this is one of the things that I teach in Lux Academy. And I'm going to make a shameless plug here. I will be having classes, I think, the first 2 quarters of this year. I'll be having hands-on classes. So if you want to be a part of those classes, I'm going to leave the information right here. Go ahead and check it out. Sign up, grab your spot. Spaces will be limited. And right now I'm only planning to do classes for the spring and the summer semester. So I may do more later, we'll see. But for right now, that is all I have planned. And it'd be a great time for you to come to learn about business and contracts, draping, florals, everything you need to know. Is no fluff. A lot of people that watch me here have taken my class, and they will tell you in the comments that you get what you pay for. Okay, so I'm going to leave the information here and you guys can check it out. Another really popular trend this year is going to be bold color palettes. So think yellow and pink, think red and orange, think ruby and sapphire. Like, people are mixing and matching bold colors this year like never before. And I just realized my mic was not on. Okay, so this second part of the video will be with the mic. And in the same token, another thing that's going to be very popular is monochromatic looks. So color on color, red on red, purple on purple, gray on gray, but just mixing and matching the different textures like satin and velvets and blings, and they're taking all of these things and doing your monochromatic finish, and it's giving such a beautiful and refined look. I predicted this last year and it didn't happen as quickly as I thought it would, but let me tell you, this year I believe with all my heart silver is going to make a huge comeback. So think silver, think chrome, think anything shiny. Go ahead and start grabbing you some silver pieces and mix them with like glass and acrylic to give you that really shiny look. Now, silver used to really be the thing. Like everybody was platinum, silver. When I was, younger and people were getting married, silver was the thing. And then, recently kind of transitioned to gold. I don't think gold is going anywhere, but silver is definitely making a comeback this year. Speaking of silver, also those large overstated balloons, not just, your 22-inch or 20. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the 5-foot balloon, the 8-foot balloon, the balls, the chrome balls that are reusable. Those are going to be really big this year. They're being used in entryways. They're being used for corporate events. They're being used for baby showers. So if you can get your hands on some of these on a budget, definitely grab these because they are definitely on trend this year. Another trend that I've been noticing, and it's been such a refreshing trend, especially, more or less towards the winter months of ending in 2025, and that is fabric signs. Fabric is replacing a lot of the vinyl signs. People are pulling out their Cricuts, they're getting crafty, and they're using like the drop cloth material or the remnant material, and they're making these amazing signs that are welcoming people into their weddings and their events, and I am in love with it. So if you have a Cricut, you are going to have fun with this trend. It's super easy to do. They're just using ribbon to tie it to a stand, and it just makes such a beautiful statement for weddings and events. Number 15 is lighted signs and props. They are going to take off this year. People are adding lights everywhere. Everything is brighter with lights, right? And so they're adding lights to props. They're adding lights to signs. Like when they're welcoming in the wedding party, they're doing really fancy signs with that. So lighted signs and props are going to be huge this year. Number 16 is print and texture mixing. People are getting so creative with mixing and matching different prints and textures. And this kind of flows along with the monochromatic look and the bold textures and colors. So don't be afraid to mix and match prints and textures this year because that is definitely going to be on trend. Number 17 is tunnels. And that should come as no surprise. Now, I'm just not being limited. I'm not limiting this to fabric tunnels, but I'm talking balloon tunnels, fabric tunnels, flower tunnels. Tunnels are huge this year. They're making a statement as people are entering into the room and they're entering into these beautiful tunnels. They are going to be all the rave. I did a few tunnels last year, a few of them at weddings. I did 2 of them at a wedding and 1 of them at a coronation, and they were all absolutely stunning, and they made a huge statement for these weddings and events, and they are not going anywhere this year. So figure out what type of tunnel you're going to be incorporating into your design this year. Would it be flowers, balloons, or fabrics? Number 18, and we talked about this last year, are focal points and focal areas. Now this is just going to be your really well thought out areas that are very intentional, that will double as a focal point for the room and a photo backdrop. This typically incorporates your fabrics, your arches, your flower walls, all these different shimmer walls, all these different elements can be incorporated into these focal points or focal areas. So definitely, when you start designing, think about how many different elements you can put into these. And the key to this, I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. When you create these focal points, you really want to think about how each particular section can be its own backdrop. And so I will show you guys an example of this. For a 50th birthday party that I did, I had 3 different areas. It was one focal point, but they could take pictures in 3 different areas and it looked like they were in 3 different places. And so when you're creating these focal points, you want to make sure that every station is unique, but they all flow together seamlessly. So in addition to these statement walls and focal points, also think about action in the ceiling. The Baroque draping in the ceiling is going to be huge. Fringe and large chandeliers are going to be huge. A lot of florals. There's going to be a lot more action going on in the ceiling. You may even see more projections going on in the ceiling, not shining down, but up. And so there's going to be a lot more action in the ceiling this year. So think about fringe and chandeliers and drapescapes and all of these things. They are definitely going to be showstoppers in the ceiling this year. Number 20 is disco. It ain't going nowhere, y'all. Almost like that red truck at Christmas. I am so tired of that red truck. And if you guys are red truck lovers, I don't mean to offend you. It has just been around for so long, so long. And I'm like, oh my gosh, hopefully this year we'll get a Christmas without the red truck. Okay. I feel the same way about disco. Like, we started the disco era and I thought maybe this is going to be a trend that comes in and fades quickly. But with silver being on the rise this year, I don't see disco going anywhere. So the disco balls are being thrown everywhere. I mean, people are just adding disco balls as an accent. So disco is definitely not going anywhere in this season. On the flip side is number 20, and that's your wood natural elements. A lot of people are taking these wood and natural elements and they're incorporating them into their designs for their weddings and events. And I absolutely love it. And that kind of goes back to the fruit. That kind of goes back to really earthy and organic centerpieces, almost like, a flower bed outside of their home. And so the natural elements are definitely making a comeback this season, and you're going to see them a lot infused a lot into weddings and events in this year. Number 22 are swans. I know you guys are like, swans? Yes, swans. I've been seeing swans. I saw them pop up at Christmas time. I've been seeing them pop up here and there. And it's kind of like a vintage piece that was used for weddings back in the day. And the little swans, would be kissing, and they made a heart and they were on top of cakes. And, they used swans with the open back and they put flowers in them, or they had little swan crystal shapes with like little mints inside of them. So I'm seeing a lot of swan things. I promise you, you're going to see swans start to pop up this year, whether it's for baby showers or weddings. You're going to see a lot more swan. Just pay attention. So with the swans come feathers. So that kind of goes hand in hand. So you'll see a lot of swans and feather centerpieces and things of that nature being weaved into weddings and events for 2026. Number 23 is immersive guest experiences. And what I mean by that is you're going to see a lot of interactive things like audio guest books, like, things that really immerse the guests into the actual event. And so you're going to see a lot more of that being kind of woven into weddings and events this year. So start thinking outside of the box. Think about different ways that you can immerse your guests or engage your guests at the weddings and events that you are planning in this year. Number 24, and I just kind of mentioned that, and that's audio guest books. These are huge. They are a huge hit at weddings and events. The only tip that I would offer for this, because it's great to be able to hear your loved one's voice, and a lot of times the brides and grooms and things like that, they go back and they will listen to this audio guest book versus flipping the guest book and reading through it. And so I thought this was such a fun way to, make your guests interact more. And the only thing I would offer is to add maybe some individual wipes to wipe the phone off with it, being cold and flu season, so that they're not passing germs as they're leaving their messages. So audio guest books are definitely going to continue to be on trend this year. Number 25 is anything tech related. What I mean by that, you're going to see a huge trend upward in QR codes in lieu of wedding programs or menu cards. You're going to see a lot more QR codes instead of that, where people can just scan their phone and use their phones. You're going to see AI infused a lot into weddings, whether it's in editing the videos or some type of really creative save the date or wedding announcements. You're going to see a lot more AI being used in wedding designs when you can't really figure out how you need to design this particular wedding. I can actually show you inside of Lux Academy how you can use AI to help you get unstuck in your creative process. Okay. And also, you're going to see a lot of more tech. It's going to be a lot more tech, which leads me into number 26, and that is wedding content creators. Now, wedding content creators, I am telling y'all, People are hiring wedding content creators quicker than they're hiring videographers. So if you have children, or if content creation is something you're interested in on the side, you can have your children or your grandchildren to accompany you and start creating content for the wedding behind the scene. Not only would this get you really good footage for your advertising, but this can also be a side hustle for them to get this content for your clients, and they can make money on the side doing that as well. And so I've compiled a list of some of my favorite tools for wedding content creation, and I will link that down below. But let me tell y'all, wedding content creators are going to be all the vibe this year. I said it here first. You heard me. Okay? And I'm going to do a special class because y'all been asking me. So I'm going to do a special class, and I'm going to get with my friend because she's really good at it. And we're going to do some wedding content creation classes for y'all. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for that announcement. But number 26, wedding content creators are going to be all the rave in this year. So I have a few bonus ones. If you guys want to stick around for that, it's going to be at the end of this video. Let me know your favorite one down below. Let me know your favorite wedding trend or the one that you're looking forward to down below. And if I missed any wedding trends, definitely let me know which ones I missed that you think will be a trend as well, because we are a community that work together and we learn together. So definitely feel free to chime in the comments. I cannot wait to read you guys' comments. Be sure to stay tuned to the end for more information on Lux Academy and I think I have 4 bonus trends for 2026. Are you passionate about event design and decor? Or do you find yourself dreaming of turning your passion into a profitable business? Well, if so, look no further than Lux Academy. Our online, self-paced, and in-person courses will provide you with all the tools, resources, and guidance that you need to establish a successful business in the wedding and event planning industry. From contracts and pricing to financing and branding, we have got you covered. With our Lux lectures, our labs, and our legacies, you'll gain the knowledge and the insight you will need to create beautiful backdrops, stunning centerpieces, and you will also learn how to negotiate and host client consultations. Join us at Lux Academy and turn your passion into profit by enrolling today. Payment plans are available. We also have free classes that are offered, so be sure to check us out at luxacademy.online. Thank you for staying tuned for my 4 bonus trends for 2026. And the first one is low and lush flowers. I think big flowers have been all the rave. They will continue to be, but you're going to see a lot more low and lush flowers in this wedding season. Number 2, and this came from my friend Lindsay. She does amazing, incredible, beautiful events, and her trend was cocktail style reception, like no formal place settings, just a centerpiece and maybe candles, but no chargers, no place setting, no plates, none of that. Just cocktail style receptions. Those have been a huge hit, and it kind of keeps the crowd moving. Number 3, and we talked about this as well, is monochromatic color schemes, and I kind of mentioned that earlier. Number 4 is pass hors d'oeuvres. So she thinks like more informal receptions are going to be popular, with people walking around kind of like passing the hors d'oeuvres and things of that nature instead of a real sit down dinner, which is going to in turn help them a lot with saving money on the food. So that wraps it up for 2026. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Until next time, it's Melanie with Living Luxuriously for Less. And don't forget, if you're not a member of the Lux for Less family, I would love to invite you personally to become a member. All you have to do is click on that subscribe button and you are in. I'll see you guys at the next video. Until next time, cheers.